Anyone who named himself Mr. Beast gets none of my sympathies. 1,000 rednecks are worth more than one PhD, no more Bob Dylan movies, and 7 other things that come to mind from this past week. Welcome to the Turntable Tuesdays podcasts on YouTube. Each Tuesday, we drop the needle on all things pop culture, from A to Z, from ABBA to J-pop, La Liga to Donald Trump to Zoe Kravitz. We cover sports, music, politics, tech, etc. We're not hot take specialists, but we often have politically incorrect opinions. If you're easily offended, don't subscribe to our podcasts. But if you can handle polite differences of opinions, like adults are supposed to do, we're the podcast for you. And hey, we want to do it in less than 10 minutes. So listen with open ears, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, and on with the show. Mr. Beast. Mo money, mo problems. Earlier this year, the chipping down of Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast, supposedly the most popular YouTube creator of all time, began. Apparently, just like Ellen DeGeneres, his reputation as a nice person was a bunch of BS. Apparently, he's an abusive character. Now he's accused of engaging in crypto pump and dump schemes. Never watched any of the dude's videos. Never believed any of the hype about him. But I know this. I got no sympathy for a dude who calls himself Mr. Beast. Just think about it. I can't get my mind around it, like everyone else. Is cryptocurrency a real thing, a Ponzi scheme, or something in between? I dabble in the tiniest way, so far very low risk. I really want to increase my portfolio in 2025, but I think I'm better off investing in gold and silver than in the realm of Sam Bankman-Fried. Caroline Ellison. Speaking of SBF, I have to admit I'm obsessed with Caroline Ellison, his ex-girlfriend and former business colleague. I know, I'm sick. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison, and that ain't nearly enough. The Penguin. Holy smokes, Cape Crusader. Could I have been wrong about The Penguin, HBO's limited series comic book adaptation? Requiem for Guitar Player magazine. 1967-2024. Magazines have been officially dead for some time. I literally see no one younger than 40 ever cast even a look at the magazine rack in my favorite grocery store. But this one still hurts. I've been following it since the late 80s. So what if I never became the next Hendrix, Van Halen, or Johnny Marr? Courtesy of GP, my brain is loaded with more useless info about guitars, amps, and effects than anyone who isn't a professional musician. I love guitars, guitar music, and I love the magazine. I should be grateful it's continuing at all as a digital platform, which is how I've been consuming it for years, but I'm still sad as can be, while my guitar gently weeps indeed. Tony Bennett, former men's basketball coach at the University of Virginia. That man quit on his team in F. Anyone who says otherwise. When college athletes, especially black ones, bail on their teams, we never hear the end of it. Quitters, losers, selfish, not team players. To be fair, a few talking heads called Bennett out on his shocking decision to retire just a few weeks before the start of the basketball season, but more tried to make excuses for the popular white coach, who did things the right way. He gave a low-key but BS press conference trying to explain how he just couldn't cope anymore with the changing nature of college sports, which now allows student athletes to be paid and to transfer whenever they want to, that he was no longer right for the job. Yet the rules didn't change that dramatically from the end of last season until now. To hell with Bennett. I won't miss him at all, nor will anyone who loves college basketball. Bennett may have won a national championship in 2019, but his teams were always hell to watch. I mean, he rarely allowed them to score more than 50 points. That's coaching, Holmes. Good riddance. The N.B.A. Today, the N.B.A. starts its 78th season, and I couldn't care less. I once loved the N.B.A., but it now bores me to tears. Everyone keeps hyping the N.B.A., but how do they score one ridiculous television contract after another when no one is watching these games? Even the most boring NFL game on the schedule is averaging at least 15 to 20 million views. During the regular NBA season, what game reaches more than 2 million TV sets? And the All-Star, playoffs, and finals numbers aren't that much better. The NBA is the second most popular sport in America, all right? But they are to the NFL what the Earth is to the sun. The WNBA. Speaking of ridiculous basketball leagues, where do you begin with this one? They've been around nearly 30 years, and still, for all their talk about female self-empowerment, They couldn't survive apart from the largesse of N.B.A. welfare. They're 40 million in debt. Their business partners are getting tired of not seeing the full extent of their investment. The players are opting out of a CPA, prompting a future work stoppage. And I haven't even yet mentioned their most egregious offense. The most transcendent athlete since Tiger Woods fell into their lap and has the potential to elevate it to great heights, but they won't promote her because she's white, pretty, and heterosexual? I'm referring to Caitlin Clark, of course. Every horrible idea of the radical left echoes throughout the league. You can hear it in every rotten dribble on any court. Lana Del Rey's marriage. I'm late on this one. I just read that last month one of our more intriguing celebrity singers married an alligator tour guide down in Louisiana. I had no idea she left LA for Alabama a few years ago. Good for her. She's made her prediction for older men known from the start of her career, and her groom looks a few years older than her junior. I don't really know where to begin with my fondness for Miss Del Rey, and I have no idea if this marriage is going to last long enough for the ink to dry on the certificate. Not since Julia Roberts once married Lyle Lovett has a celebrity marriage seemed so unusual. But as a crazy Southerner myself, I love it. And as they say on the internet, one redneck is worth more than 1,000 PhDs. A complete unknown 2024 movie trailer. For the love of Robert Zimmerman, no more books, movies, or documentaries about Robert Zimmerman. Especially the Robert Zimmerman of the 1960s. It's been done to death. And for the love of Robert Zimmerman or any other musical biopic, just have the lead lip sync. Other than Timothée Chalamet's Fangirls, no one wants to hear this little shit sing Robert Zimmerman's songs. The thought of this latest attempt at demystifying Robert Zimmerman gives me the Tombstone blues. But what do you think? Leave your comments down below, subscribe, and feel free to share this across your social media. You could have been listening to any other podcast, but you listened to ours. Thank you. Until the needle drops again, we hope the music of your life stays melodious.